do unto others as they've done to you. But what hell is this world coming to? Blow the universe into nothingness. Nuclear warfare shall lay us to rest. Is like a fuse. Alright. So anyway, very fitting theme, I think. It's all about war. It's all about, we may be going into World War III. How barbaric is it that in 2026, right, we're fighting wars like this, like, we would like 10,000 years ago. The only difference is we have like, sophisticated technology. But that's crazy. I know in a time like this, people are usually divided, right? So, I'm just saying war is bad. All right, so JCM 800, why did I say 100? JCM 800, JCM 1, JCM 800, and we're just going through the 1 watt mode instead of the 0.1 watt mode. And then what we've done is that this is more like, preamp gain, more distortion. So I kind of like the sound also. So very militaristic and chunky. So I think we're just going to play some riffs of war today. Anyway, so very sort of chunky and militaristic, this sound, more preamp gain. So just wanted to check in, see how the sound is developing. If you've been following this channel, you know that this, the quest for the Rust in Peace tone started way, like a year ago, where like I changed this out. right, to Seymour Duncan pickups. And then, you know, in the last month, I changed out the speaker. Then I got the JCM 800. So now I feel like I'm finally sort of there. You know? So let's continue with the militaristic songs. Songs of war, destruction. You know, most of heavy metal, you know, it's kind of like a cheesy kind of B-movie kind of way, right? We just sort of write about it because there's nothing else for us to write about. Very good. Sounds very good. I just felt like playing that. So this part's good too. If I make mistakes, it's my, you know, my playing and not really the sound. Sorry, I played that a little sloppy. It's a hard riff to play. All right. So, yeah, I mean... You know, and of course, I'm not playing any of these parts right. I'm just kind of being inspired by it so I can come up with my own stuff. Now, if I write a song and put it on this channel, it's going to take me like 30 hours to put it all together. That's the thing, you know. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. I mean, I write the stuff here anyway. I just mean that I don't know if it's worth it to actually go through and record it. You know what I mean? To kind of follow through. The artistic expression is going to be always there. I'm going to do it whether, you know, 2 people, you know, watch it or, you know, 20,000 people watch it, you know. very militaristic. So, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate what's going on in the world. I mean, we're in the brink of a war. Or we are in war. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Again, it's so barbaric. And to think that something like that would happen today. It's like the more technology we have, right? It's not that we get smarter and then we get more, closer to higher thinking, but it's more like it serves to basically, go back to, being barbaric. I don't know. Now gas prices are probably going to go up again. Shit. And I drive a Dodge Challenger. That thing will give me 14.5 miles per gallon on a good day. Right? I mean, I got to fill that thing up like, I couldn't even get to Bakersfield without filling up twice probably. Barely. I would probably, I don't know. I mean, it does go about 200 miles in a gallon, 250, but then it burns it quick. It'll say that. See, that's the thing. It'll say that on there, but it'll burn it up quick, especially, if you got the AC going and if you got, you know what I mean? And, you're cruising, you're racing, or, not street racing, but you know what I mean? That's one of the reasons I want to get rid of that car, because everybody wants to street race me. Street racing is like so big of a crime that it's actually worse than, drunk driving. It's worse than a DUI. It's basically that if you get, in California, if you get caught street racing, what will happen is that both of your cars will get impounded right, almost exactly at the same time. Like right away. Both of your cars will get impounded. Then you would have to get it out of the, impound, and then you have to pay a fine, then you have to pay a ticket, then you have to go to traffic school. The whole thing's probably going to cost you like maybe, like I said, more than a DUI. Could even be a couple of $1,000, $10,000, I don't know, So street racing is just, and, I had this one time, I'm driving here locally, I live in San Diego, right? This one Camaro pulls up right next to me. I'm like going like this, and he pulls up to the, right of me, and he's like, literally, he did this to me. You go, come on. Like he got, his car all, souped up and stuff, and he wanted to, word the opponent, and he wanted me to, he wanted to race me, and I was like, dude, no, man. Even though, well, okay, I'm not gonna admit to anything here, but I think you know where I'm going at here. But it's just, it just gets old. So what I'm gonna do is that, you can get a ticket for exhibition of speed, even, right? Let alone racing, right? So anyway, I mean, that's the thing is that gas prices are going to go up. I don't know. I mean, it's just going to be crazy, dude.